What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna jump right on in with some Marvel Future Fight content here. No, not on my man Thanos wins, but we're gonna be jumping in, take a look at these new uniforms for Ebony and Thane. I can't say that I'm exactly excited about them, but let's start out with the first daddy pop of them all, and it's going to be the Maul, because I was the most excited about him. I think if any of the uniforms that you're probably looking at buying, is probably going to be him the most. Now I'm going to be very blunt with this. They only gave a 40% uniform discount, so I would be very careful, because we've got the 9-year anniversary coming up. We're more than likely to get a 50% discount, and I can tell you right now, from just on paper, these uniforms are not going to be make or break. They're not going to really change anything in terms of meta defining or anything like that, so I would just be really careful with this. Trust me, do not purchase this if you don't need to. So let's take a look at the uniform overall. It's weird. I'm thinking like Star Wars droid for some reason. That's what I'm really getting here with the uniform. It looks good. Like, I mean, the colors like a little bit off as it gets to the bottom. Like, it's very heavy dark, so it's like it's very muted, especially below the waist. Like, you basically essentially just got this area of his uniform that basically like looks, because when you get down here to the boots, it's so muted in black that you can't really tell. I think the cape looks cool, except that I think there could have been more work done on the tassels here. His hands look pretty cool. Looks like they spent a deal of time there trying to make them look robotic and stuff, but I would say like the majority of the workmanship inside of it is here. Like, when you look at the like sleeves here, for instance, like this is just off. It's not really there. The cape, like even that fold right there, like you see the way the fold is on that one, it's just kind of weird. The ripples here, it's not that great of a uniform, like especially after we just got the Thanos wins uniform and the like it's kind of like it's not given exactly what it needs to be giving, I guess. Like, overall, it's not a bad uniform, but it's just not up there with one of the top uniforms for me. That's just me being honest for how I feel about it. Let's preview these skills though and take a look. Hopefully the skills look cool. I like that, the way he comes in. Definitely very reminiscent of his appearance inside the movies, the way he just pulled in there. So let's see his movement speed. I like the movement speed. It's not bad at all. He's got like kicking up dirt over there, so maybe that's the reason for the dirty look. It looks good in movement and from a distance right here, but let's see. Let's take a look. So his one skill, there wasn't really a whole lot on his pain silver. So we've got the paralysis inside here. So let's see what that one looks like. I don't think you're gonna be going into, let's get rid of this via this one here. I don't think we're gonna be going into this one skill a lot. That timing right there alone. So let's count that off from the time I pressed the button. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So you got like 2 seconds. He's not in iframe or anything before that skill actually takes effect. That's a lot of time to be guard broken. A lot of time. So then we go into his 2 skills, Stone Crush, and this one has the stun and incapacitation on here. So it also has the 100% chance to grant all damage immunity. So you're probably going to end up having to go 2-1 if you are going to use these skills 2-1. So let's see. 2. That one's a really quick one. No iframes on that skill. It doesn't look bad, to be honest with you. Like, I kind of like it with all the rocks basically come in. He summons the rocks basically, and they just all coalesce around him. Like, actually kind of looks cool. I'm trying to see if there's anything going on with him here, but no. Did it change? Okay, no. So let's see if we can cancel that at any point here. So you can actually cancel, so it's definitely going to be a nice 2-into-1 combo there, because if you look at it, you can hit it and then it's like an immediate cancel, it looks like. So let's go, let me see, 2 and then 1. Yeah, so you can actually get both of them off. So it's going to be a nice 2-1 combo, basically, essentially inside there, because you can cast 2 and directly go into 1. So that's really cool. That there's no delay cancel on 2 and into 1. So boom, get the immunity and then just go right there. So you can look up in the corner here to see when you actually gain the immunity, and that's going to probably be when you want to cancel it. So you get the boom, and you can see like right here, Stone Crush, he's got it pretty much at the beginning, and then you can go right into 1. So that's actually nice, not bad. It looks good and got a nice little feel of hits there. So the next up is time freezing, because he's going to have the time freezing. He's going to have the mind control on this one as well. And then he's also going to have the recovery effect and the barrier. So what you're looking for on his third skill is to essentially see when does the heal start taking effect, because you want to know if it's going to happen in the very beginning. So you'll see a little glow of green inside there. And pretty much right away. Ooh, that's a cool looking skill. I did not imagine that he was going to summon Doctor Strange in to do the time freezing, but that's what's happening. He's basically puppeteering. It looks like he's puppeteering Doctor Strange, so that way, like, it looks weird. Like I'm trying to figure out, is he supposed to also be puppeteering Strange to come in and do this, like he's mind controlling Strange? But it's a nice little, there's a lot here. Like there's a lot happening on this third skill. Like he's got the puppet hands going over the characters, and then he's got Strange coming in, who he looks like he's introducing. Like you can see he steps out to the side and then he's like introducing Strange. This is a weird skill, but it's like, it's a really weird skill, the way everything comes together on this one. There's a lot going on in this skill. There's a lot going on that skill. Let's see if we can cancel out of that one. So that's good too. So you can automatically cancel out of that 3 skill and still get all effects. So you can potentially, just because you're going to get the barrier, you're also going to get the recovery effect and time freezing. So you can go 3, 2, and then into 1. All those skills basically kick off. Wait, it didn't look like the 2 skill basically worked in there. 3, 2, and then into 1. There it goes. Okay, maybe it's just like covered up inside there. Let's see if we can go 3, 2, and then 1. Yeah, okay, they all take effect. Okay, that's not too bad. Like you can definitely just cancel out his skills and they're still using. So you can see like the 3, as soon as you summon it, you can basically go into the next ones, and he no longer does the appearance with Doctor Strange anymore, so he's still there. It's actually not a bad skill. Like, you know, kudos to the VFX team on that one, because that's like a very interesting, like, that's a really interesting one. Like you can't complain about that. That's a very interesting skill. There's a lot of things that are basically going on here to make that skill happen, and the fact that you can cancel out of it and he's basically still doing his thing over here, where he's no longer now basically introducing Strange the way he is. I'll give them kudos to that. Uniform doesn't look that great. It's probably not going to be that impactful, but that looked pretty goddamn cool. I gotta admit, that third skill is pretty goddamn cool. So then we go his 4th skill. We have Snare. It also has a recovery of 25% HP. Let's see what that skill looks like. So he teleports really close in, and he has iframes throughout, so that's not bad. I hate the way it's like it pushes everybody out, because like that's going to be terrible for follow-up attacks. So you're definitely going to probably want to end on this skill, because you're basically getting the hits on a character. And so like if I was going to do something like, you know, 3, 2, and then 1, and then basically hit the 4th skill on that, because like essentially, because it's pushing out the characters, most of the times you're going to be using this like world boss, right? So it's not going to necessarily matter so much, except for maybe the positioning of where the characters is, so that way you can still land the 3, 2, and 1 skill, or depending on its tracking. So like if I use the 4 and then I go in here 3, 2, and then 1 on that character, I'm hoping that it just tracks on the 1 character throughout, you know what I mean? So, but if you're trying to do it multiple characters, this is going to span out the characters and they're going to miss attacks from inside there. So not a bad skill. I mean, you know, we've seen similar skills to these before. It's not a bad skill overall. Like this would be like a 5th skill on a lot of people's kits, let's be honest with that one, right? And then he got the recovery effect that happens as he's like basically moving in, and he's in iframe, so that's nice. I'm not going to complain about that at all. So then we get the 5th skill, which is called Tactician's Bombardment. That one has the mind control, the incapacitation, the invincible in there as well. So let's take a look at that one. That one's actually dope. That was actually dope. I gotta see that one again. Oh, the lingering hits. I gotta see that one again. So he's got the iframe throughout. Like, what is he doing? I'm not exactly sure what's happening there at the end of the skill after he does like this swim move. Like it's almost like he becomes a a wraith or something like that, because if you notice, like inside the skill, his cape even like changes and he kind of looks like a wraith that then slams down with this miasma or whatever you want to say it. So it's like different. I'm not sure. I want to see that with the skill effects, if there's any skill effects applied to that one. No skill effects to it, but he definitely becomes like a wraith or something like that, and he's basically hits DOT over effect. It's not a bad skill at all, to be honest with you. And we know about his tier 3. I always liked his tier 3. Like, it just, the tier 3 is amazing to me. It's one of the better ones inside the game, so I can't complain about the tier 3 at all, to be perfectly honest. So all right, so let's take a look at his practice combo inside of here. So we get 3 4 5 is what his practice combo is. So we're gonna go 3 4 and then directly into 5. Real easy inside there. That's real easy. He's got a nice lot of hits on that one too. 93 of those hits, 96. That's not bad. Let's take a look at his next one. 3 4 5 and then 6. So just 3 4 5 and then 6. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, I'm not complaining about it. Like, it's good animations when you like when you look at the uniform. There's some good animations in there is basically what I'm saying. Like, looking at that's some decent animations. 3 4 5 and then the 6 inside it. There's like a little bit of a delay on these. Like, you got 1 second delays. Like, if you notice, like the 3 is, the 4 is immediate, but then the 5 has like a slight delay from the 4 to the 5. There's a slight like 1 second. I feel like you'll miss it if you're hitting too quickly, you know what I mean? Because if you're inside here, you're like 3 4 and then you just go to 5, you could miss that one, if you're, especially if you're like fast fingers, you know what I mean? So let's take a look at this one over here. So then we get 7 3 4 5 6, 7 3 4 5 and then 6. Definitely a little bit of a delay in there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, this is me being 100% honest. First impressions, like I said, it's not a bad kit in terms of like the way it looks. Not a really bad kit. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not mad at the kit. The 3, the 4, the 5, even the way the 2 and the 1 skill are basically put in there, that's a nice little downturn. Like, you know, basically you're trying to get the tier 3 back up, and that's a pretty cool like downturn skill, because I can do this and then I can go summon right into 2 and 1. So like the big question that you're basically looking at in here is like, hey, can I cancel out of the 5 skill as well? Yeah, you can cancel out of the 5 skill, because so if you look at the 5 skill, he does this, goes up and then comes back down. Maybe not. I didn't notice that. So let's go 5. He's up in the sky. 2 and then 1. It's weird to see because everything's so dark blue, so it's weird to try to see, but it doesn't look like you get all the hits off on that one if he summons out of there. So you can basically, like, I gotta have to play with that one because it's a little weird. So we got 5 and then into 1. Let's see if he basically, yeah, so you can't cancel out of 5 and then you go 1 and you notice that he basically doesn't do his thing inside there. So we go 5 and then we go 2, he still doesn't cancel out of it. So you gotta wait, because it's basically like waiting for him to go into his animation for that one. So you gotta wait for that animation to basically finish. But by the time he gets up into that animation, and if you notice, like when I press the 1 skill, it's like hit or miss whether it's going, but you've got to wait for that flip. So for him to turn into the wraith, you got to see him turn into the wraith to cancel out of there. Otherwise, you got to let that whole skill play out. Otherwise, you're missing out on things. So not too bad, because you can basically always go 3 4 and then 5, wait to see him do his thing, and then go 2 and then 1 inside there, and then, you know, you can go through the rest of the animations as well. So it's not that bad. Like, to be perfectly honest, that's not bad. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. I'm being perfectly honest with you. Now, Ebony is going to be a very expensive upgrade because of the fact that he's a native. So you're going to have to do a lot of this inside of here. So let's take a look at this for material fusion. I think it was like 5 of them. Yeah, let's do 5. That's what he wanted. First option is Thor, Jane Foster, Love and Thunder. Not a bad uniform option specifically. What's going on here? Oh, I'm so stupid. Always forget about these damn XP chips that you have to use. I wish they would just get rid of them. like at this point, like you're already asking me to spend one resource, just get rid of that uniform XP chip. Like, do we really need that still? Like a lot of the things need to be cleaned up inside Marvel Future Fight, to be perfectly honest with you. And then we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And that's Fist of the Beast. Punisher. What was that? Was that uniform Fist of the Beast? Yeah, I think it was Fist of the Beast. Not a bad uniform option either. No complaints about that one necessarily. It's just this is a very expensive kind of like uniform upgrade for a character that you're probably only going to take to level 80, and not because he's necessarily good, but he doesn't really have a place in the game. Then we get, oh my god, that is a terrible uniform option. Emma Frost, Phoenix 5, like, ugh. Like, why would they go with that uniform option? That's what I'm trying to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, and then we get Agent Venom, classic Venom. Oh man, these are pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest with you, these are pretty bad. I think it was 2. Yeah, I'm gonna hate to say it, but these are, oh shit, I went into the wrong one. I did the wrong one. My bad. Oh, Agent Venom and Emma is pretty bad. Like, I hate to say that, those are pretty bad uniform options basically inside there. And then we got one more level inside here, and who is it this time? Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange 2. All right, I won't complain about it too much. Yeah, we won't complain about it too much. Is, yeah, whatever. I think it was just one, right? God damn it. I did it again. Wait, what? Hold on. No, I just needed one. Okay, what the fuck am I doing? Got lost in the sauce over there. Jesus. So about 10 million basically to get his uniform options all the way up. And these are not necessarily good. Thor, Jane and Foster, I don't think you have a real reason to purchase that uniform, you know, but it is her latest uniform. And then we get the Mythic Beast, the Fist of the Beast, so can't complain about it. It's the newest uniform for him. Relevancy sake, I guess, bad. Emma Frost, terrible uniform option. Agent Venom inside his classic uniform in here. Yeah, it's his most recent one, but notice that the way you're gonna have to level this dude up is inside the biometric shop, and unfortunately Emma, I think, is the same thing. And then we get Scarlet and Doctor Strange too. So it is there. It is what it is, I guess, you know, overall. It's like, look, man, I think that if they had changed this, you know, basically the damage dealt from universal types and stuff like that to maybe just being like, you know, to just superhero, supervillains, this would have probably been a way better uniform. But the fact that they're limiting it to universal types is pretty terrible. But it's not a bad uniform. Like, I think the majority of work here went into his skill effects and the VFX that were there versus like the detail on his uniforms. Particularly, it's not a bad uniform. It's just that coming out of the Thanos Wins uniform, and those were better uniforms that we basically had. So like to come to this one is like, it's like a little bit of a letdown. I'll be honest, it's a little bit of a letdown for me. You know, like you had the Silver Surfer, we had the Black Swan. There's so many good uniforms there that you're like, really? Now we get Thane. So Thane is going to be an interesting one just because of the fact that I highly don't suggest that this is necessarily a uniform that you need to buy, particularly because of the fact that he's just tier 3, and the likelihood that we come back around to tier 3 is going to be weird. This is the weirdest looking COD piece that I've ever seen. Like, my man has the ultimate package, and it must just lay on his belly because this is just the weirdest COD piece ever. So let's take a look at the uniform over writ large, right? So it doesn't look like they've changed his face so much that they took out the ridge lining and kind of made him more subtle inside there. I think the picture looks a little bit better, right? But then we've got like a lot of the metal and this weird ass cod piece, the big phoenix emblem inside of here, and then the flames basically coming off. And we've seen the flames like emoting from the body before. It's not a bad looking uniform in my opinion. I don't think it's a bad looking uniform at all in my personal opinion. The problem that I have with this is you're essentially looking at using this character basically for his leadership, which is this all debuff and the increase all tax, which isn't bad because that means you can switch him out for like Strife or because he's basically going to be like a better PvP type character than he will be like a PvE character. So basically he's going to be better than basically using like Strife or Wasp when you can, because he's going to give the all basic attack for 25% plus the removal all debuff. So that's a pretty good effect overall. So he'll have some usage in like Alliance Conquest and have some usage inside of like Otherworld Battle. I don't think that you're going to be using this sucker though for, I don't think you're going to be using this sucker for like, timeline battle or anything like that. He's probably going to get so yeah, I think like he's gonna be the big like I just don't know that there's necessarily an inherent value to him. But let's take a look at his skills to see what he actually can and can't do. So hopefully there's more than meets the eye, but somehow I'm feeling very doubtful. But okay, so let's take a look anyway. So let's turn off these skill effects real quick. Actually, you know what? We'll leave him on. I want to see if we have him. He actually doesn't look bad. Pretty decent movement speed. He feels like he looks bigger, like bigger than his previous self. I wonder if he is. I'd have to look at the other one, like, compare him. But he definitely looks taller. All right, so let's take a look at his first skill that he has up here, which is Amber Eyes, right? So we've got Amber Eyes is, Amber Eyes. It's Phoenix Ember is his first skill. So he just has the Amber Eyes effect on there. And you basically see that he basically summons like a little amber cube and they're basically stuck in there. To be honest with you, this doesn't look bad. Like, there's a lot going on here, especially for a one skill. That amber basically comes in for 3 seconds. Like, not a whole lot necessarily on the amber skill, but what's going on behind him over here where he's basically like, grabbing his own hand and then like shooting into the amber. It actually looks pretty cool, like in my opinion, right? In my opinion, it looks pretty cool. So then we go into his second ability, which has the ignore targeting effect, which has the burn and the stun and incapacitation here. So like iframes in the beginning, that's a very quick skill. It's a really quick skill. Let's see what the gap closing on that one is. It's a pretty big gap close. Like, let's see. It's a nice, decent gap closer. It's really, really quick too. Like, he does like a Shoryuken, and it basically is what it, you remember Ryu and Ken. That's basically what he's doing inside there. And it's a really, really quick one. Stun for 1 second. So it's not a whole lot necessary, but removes the buff. Then he's got Phoenix Landing in here. So Phoenix Landing is his third skill. That one also has the Amber Eyes, the incapacitation. So like, I don't even know that there's enough time to basically cancel out of these skills because of how quick it is. You can go back and forth between these two skills alone. But anyways, let's see. So his third skill. Okay, like, what the hell did I just witness? I'm not sure exactly what the hell's happened in the beginning of the skill. Like, he basically like summons the Phoenix, and then it looks like the Phoenix goes up into the sky and leaves a trail of amber. How is that applying to the enemies though? Like, so you can see the Amber Eyes takes effect, but yeah, like the Phoenix leaves like a trail of the Amber Eyes. I'm not exactly sure, to be perfectly honest, what the hell's going on that one. He's got the recovery effect that's coming into the beginning as well, but I'm not exactly sure like what I feel about that skill. And it's so reminiscent of like what just happened with Ebony Maw in terms of his tornado cloud that he has. But I don't know how I feel about that. So then we get Decaying Talon Strike, which has the burn incapacitation, also has the recovery for 35 and the damage immunity on it. So let's see, he takes this guy and we basically get Wolverine in the sky, and then he falls back down and he just stands there. Iframe, iframe, iframe. He lands still in the iframe and then it's gone at the last second. I don't know, like something about the skill doesn't necessarily hit for me. Like, yeah, I'm not necessarily feeling that 3 and that 4 skill. To be honest, that's me being honest, guys. I'm just being honest. So then we get his 5th skill, which is the Phoenix Supernova skill in here. Okay, so he basically summons a supernova, he shoots it, and then it rains down amber. Yeah. To be honest, like I want you to pay attention to this, right? So he's got amberized, burn, panic, and then he has invincible for 6 seconds. He's gonna need that invincible because, like, you count that down. You count that down. Like, he's gonna need all of that invincible. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Like, he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it, man. He's gonna need it. I don't see how that helps him survive inside PvP. But then we get his tier 3 inside of here, and his tier 3, you know, amberize, the panic, the ignore target's dodge rate, invincible as well on that one. Yeah, I don't I don't know, guys. I hate to say this, but I'm not exactly feeling the skills. Like, they just look like stuff is just thrown into the screen. Like, starting with the 3rd skill straight through the 4th and 5th and even his tier 3, everything just feels like, I don't know, like it doesn't feel like a good cohesive idea in terms of the amberization. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm not feeling it. I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to find the positives in this update, but and you know, I can appreciate the VFX and stuff like that, but like, I'm not appreciating them on his uniform necessarily. So we go 5, delay cancel into that, and then into 4. So we've got, like, what is that, like a 2-second delay? 5, 3, 4. So you're basically taking advantage of the invincible inside there, the burn and the amberize that you basically have on there, and then that's leading you into the recovery for the, you know, for his ability, and then the 4th, which also gives you recovery and incapacitation, but you get the frenzy buff on the 4th, you get the frenzy buff on the 3rd as well. So 5, 3, and then 4. So 5, delay cancel, 3, and then 4. So let's see that again. Basically in here, so 5, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Yeah, like, I don't know, something about it's just like, maybe it's just me. It's not really hitting for me. 5, 3, 4, and then 6 is what you get here. Like, it's like weird because like half the skills look kind of cool and the other half look terrible to me. That's what I mean. Like it's like a half of the skill. Like, okay, when he basically summons the supernova and he's throwing it up, it looks cool. And then when you get all of the stuff basically falling down to the crown, these little amberized little pieces, it looks terrible. His 3rd skill looks kind of cool with the end part here, but the amberization that's trailing the Phoenix looks terrible. The 4th skill, I'm not even feeling this one at all. Like, to be perfectly honest, other than like having that flame at the very end there where it like branches out and you see Phoenix, I'm not feeling that one at all. And the 6th skill looks pretty cool, like right in the beginning of it, right? So like if I was to, you know, go to, you go into 6, like this part looks pretty cool, and he's basically summoning the, you know, going Goku on us, right? Looks kind of cool, but then after that, yeah, it's like whatever. I don't know. 5, 3, 4, 6. 5, 3, 4, 6 is your combo. So yeah, first impressions of these uniforms is I'm not insanely impressed. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Ebony Moss, I think he gets a pass from me just because I think the VFX looks pretty cool, but otherwise I wasn't really particularly feeling those. So Marvel Studios Moon Knight is his first uniform. So I would suggest that if you don't have these, that, you know, you probably don't level up this uniform, for being perfectly honest with you. I don't even know that I have enough of these to hit those next levels inside of there, but we'll see. So what was that uniform? Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Captain Marvel Studios Marvels. Okay, so that's a good uniform right there. Like, no complaint about that one. It's a good uniform one, I guess. Now, if you're wondering how to get these uniform tickets, no, I didn't purchase anything. And oh god, so that's Hellfire Gala Captain Britain. It is her best uniform that she has, so it's not my favorite uniform, but it is her best uniform, but it's a very outdated uniform. If you're wondering how to get these upgrade tickets, you need to go and play fucking story mode missions and run them. Run the story mode missions. I didn't purchase anything to get these. Just go and run the story mode missions. Trust me, do yourself the favor. So see here, I don't have any more upgrade tickets inside of here, right? So I have no way to get to the next levels, and I'm not purchasing. So then we get Ms. Marvel's Studio Ms. Marvel's Con. I think the Marvels is her most recent one, so this is a downgrade basically to go to this one. Not a good option there. I do have Bio, so let's see if I can get him up to his next level. And then we'll go hit that uniform upgrade. And let's see what he get for this one inside of here. So, I don't think I have enough because it's gonna be like 480. Yeah. So then Cable X-Force. So these are terrible uniform options. He's got at least 3 bad uniform options inside of here. Those are pretty bad. I do have an upgrade ticket. I'll use it. Whatever. It is what it is. Could have used that on a far better character, but it is what it is. These are bad. So Moon Knight's a good option. Captain Marvel's a good option. And then we get bad, bad, and bad. So he's like literally batting a 2 out of 5 that you're essentially looking to put on a character that you're going to basically only use in probably Otherworld Battle and Alliance Conquest for modes that you're never going to play the character. So all of the pieces that make his character kit probably nice in terms of the rotations, like the 2, and you know, that rotation that he basically has, the 5-3-4 rotation, it's probably just not there. You know what I mean? Just probably not there, to be honest with you. So I think like this is going to be a very lackluster update. I think a lot of people would be pissed. Here goes the one benefit that I will say for this update appearing right now is that essentially it gives you enough to just save your crystals. Don't purchase anything, wait for the anniversary, and then jump in on the anniversary if you're in there. I agree with the fact that this is not a good lead-in to the to the anniversary event, because you're going to get players who are going to have some serious amount of downtime, at least 2-3 weeks of downtime from basically playing the game, because these are not the kind of characters that are going to be keeping them enthused to play the game necessarily. But I think that it's also a good bit of respite, because you basically get to be like, I'm gonna save up some coin and I don't have to make these investments inside these characters, because I don't see basically getting mauled to like T4. I don't see doing that particularly, unless he happens to be just that much better than Magneto in Otherworld Battle. Excuse me, in ABL, I just don't see like him going to tier 4, and I don't even have Magneto at tier 4. So yeah, like nah, like, you know, when you look at resources, the resources definitely a little bit easier to get now in terms of materials. Like you can probably get one character, I think at the current rate you could probably get like one character per month now at the rate that you're generating Souls of the 14 Carbonadium and Life Seeds with the new it's like it's just enough basically for you to get a T4 per month. But like, do I want to waste on these kind of characters? Probably not. Like it just, yeah, I don't know. I think they missed on this one. I respect the idea that, you know, we can basically skip this if you don't really want it, but I also don't think it's a good idea for the player base, because they become disillusioned with the game for the next 2 weeks and just don't have anything there for them to basically jump in and bite their teeth on. Like and if you're going to keep creating, you know, characters like him that are for PvP, the PvP needs to be more engaging. And right now, the problem with the PvP modes, they're largely just autoplay. It's one of the reasons why I don't really care about PvP, is because like if I took a look at all of the PvP methods inside the game, whether it was Alliance Conquest, Otherworld Battle, the only one that I'm really playing is Timeline Battle. And to be honest with you, I think most players, to include myself, really just auto that. So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you excited about Ebony more? Are you excited about you know, Thane? I promise I'm gonna bring you guys some video for these guys individually, and I'll give you guys a little bit more deeper you know, the good, the bad, and the ugliest of the uniform, I guess, and you know, a deeper dive on these uniforms. But yeah, I kind of like Ebony Maw's VFX. I don't think there's a whole lot there enticing me about, you know, Thane other than his leadership. But, you know, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.